Chapter 211. Wuxia's acting. It was much more difficult than he had imagined. When the two of them were in position, the director gave the order to start filming. As soon as the filming started, film Empress's entire aura changed. He placed one hand behind his back and looked into the distance. His eyes were deep and distant as he suppressed the pain in his eyes. Just his expression alone was enough to make the director extremely excited. He repeatedly praised film Empress Wuxia, who was played by Jia Yishan, slowly approached but stopped 3 steps away from the left general. Her eyes flickered as she calmed herself down and held back her tears. She had never liked tears. Wuxia looked at his attire and a bad feeling welled up in her heart. You? She wanted to ask something before she realized that she was no longer qualified. The left general turned his head and met her eyes. Crack. That one of them stopped acting and quickly got out of the act. Su Jingting began to suspect that it was a mistake for him to play such a sad role. He had always been able to control his emotions. But when he turned around and saw Jia Yishan, he couldn't stop his joy. She was simply a special case in his acting career. Jia Yishan was the same. Her face was red. F****ck. It was difficult to act like she was going to die in front of her boyfriend, who she had a very good relationship with. The director walked over and said cheerfully, "Film Empress Yishan didn't act much in the first half. The only regret is that when the two of them met, their emotions were a little stronger. Let's try again and strive for perfection." Jia Yishan nodded sincerely. Film Empress also expressed that he understood. He could only blame himself for not being able to hold back 11. Needless to say, Jia Yishan was not arrogant at all. The director was naturally very satisfied. Let's start from where General Zhou turned his head. Come. All departments get ready. Once again, they entered character and their eyes met. He walked closer. You're here. Wuxia's fingers twirled the handkerchief as she tried to find her voice. You've heard about me, right? I'm here to tell you that one can't fulfill the promise of the white head. I heard about it. Still, I hope you can find someone else and find a good match. Wuxia's heart sank into the dust. She tried her best to force a smile. She couldn't cry. She wanted to say goodbye to him with a smile. One could see the sadness in her smile. Sure. Will you be happy? The left general looked calm, but his eyes were red, betraying his emotions. Wuxia forced herself to say, "Mother of the world, shining brightly, one will be happy. Without you, where would one find happiness? That's good. You. Take care." Wuxia knew that she was going to leave. If she didn't leave now, she would probably be reluctant to leave. The left general suddenly hugged her and kissed her. Wuxia was stunned. Her lips felt light and her ears felt warm. He left a few words in her ear and turned to leave. The moment the left general left, a tear fell from the corner of his eye. Wuxia stared at his back, unable to regain her senses for a long time. The camera zoomed in on Jia Yishan. Her face was covered in tears as she muttered the words he had left for her. Each side of the world. Hope to take care. Take care. Car. The director shouted. Very good. Very good. Jia Yishan had been practicing and preparing for the role since she received it. Even the minute movements of her hands had been repeatedly analyzed. The director praised her non-stop. He didn't expect Jia Yishan, an 18-year-old celebrity, to not have any stage fright in front of Mr. Su.